get the auto constraints button to come up. So if you hit the down arrow where constraints is, you'll notice that auto constraints is not in that option. There's a list of 4 things, but auto constraints is no longer one of them. I don't know why they took it out, but we got to manually put them on. So if there's ever a feature that you're looking for that's missing, the most common way to find it is to right click in this area and go to customize mode. And then you'll notice that the whole bottom has got like little gray boxes on everything, on all the features. So again, you have to right click in that area, anywhere in that area. And then we're going to hit add a command. So these commands on the bottom called features can be added by going into you can add several different things. So what I'm going to show you is how to add auto constraints under the sections tab. So on the top row, there's a bunch of tabs, and we're going to use sections. And it defaults to Sketcher. It's almost as if it knew, oh, Sketcher's the one we took out and hid from you. So you can add the command back. I'm like, why'd you take it away? Hit the tab on the right that says add command. And hopefully something will come up allowing me to type something. There we go. Kind of slow, huh? Type in auto in the command list. So you can see where he typed in auto in the second pop-up window in the bottom right corner. And then I think you have to hit enter to get it to search. And then you see auto constraints is the first one on the list. So you click on that. And then on the bottom right, it says select the elements to be constrained with the reference elements. So we'll say okay to that. And that should add the command. That's the very last one on the right. So we can close off that pop-up window because we can see, oh, wait. Go back down to the bottom right. If you put your cursor on there, it tells you it is the auto constraints feature. So that's a feature we're looking for. So once you know that that's there and you confirmed it, you can close off the customize window. The problem is, I think intuitively, as soon as I hit close, I think I'm done. But it's not done. It thinks I'm still customizing. Because you see the bottom row, all the boxes are still gray on the features or commands. What you want to do is right click in that bottom row where the commands are or the features. Right click anywhere in there. And the last option is to exit the customize mode. So we can exit the customize mode, and now you have auto constraints. It's a very simple button. If you just go ahead and hit the button auto constraints or the command auto constraints, a pop-up window should appear on the top right-hand corner. You can just kind of slide it over. It's got 8 elements. If you open up the geometry in the specification tree, you'll see 4 points and 4 lines. Those are the 8 elements it's going to automatically constrain. All I have to do is say okay, and it's going to automatically dimension this box. So you can say okay. Nope, just say okay. Just say okay.
Okay.
And now I'll automatically add in constraints. Okay. Now, the reason why it is not fully defined is because it can still move up and down and side to side. So in order to prevent that from moving, can you move the 3-inch to the side?
Yeah.
Okay. So we cannot change the size of the part. If you highlight the whole thing and try and move it, you can move it. You want to grab the edge, but it won't change the size of the box. So if I ever want to move anything, I typically run an auto constraint on it, so I know that the values of the part itself won't change. Because a lot of times you try and move it, and then all of a sudden the shape actually changes as well. But if you constrain it, it holds the constraints of that part. Now, you can simply hit undo to put it back where it was. And I'm going to show you how to lock it down. So what we're going to do is click off the part. And he's going to use the control button to grab datum A and datum B. So datum A is the bottom horizontal line, and datum B is the vertical line. Using the control button, we can grab them both at once. These are the two lines that typically represent our datum because we normally dimension or constrain from bottom up and left to right. So typically the bottom line and left lines are fixed. Now, to set anchors or datums or reference elements, you hit the down arrow where the constraints feature or command is and pick dialog box. It'll be the second constraint definition. So when he picks on the dialog box, you'll see a pop-up window come up. And if you wouldn't mind, move that over to the side just so it's easier for the people to see. You select fix. Fix to CATIA is a datum. So anytime it does a datum, reference element, or anchor, it all means datums. You can see there are datums on the screen right now, or what I would call an anchor. It looks like an anchor to me, and they also call them fixed. Now, also you'll see that the H and V where the datums are became red. And the H and V's where the green lines are still black. What it's telling you is it's over constrained. Once you apply datums, datum is God, datum is everything. Everything evolves around datum. I no longer need to be told that I'm horizontal and vertical because it is no longer relevant because I am datum. So what you do is you turn off horizontal and vertical. So always remember to turn those off because if you leave those on, the part cannot go through EDC. That's the engineering drawing control change. So it finds errors like that and won't let the system continue on because it has those anchors. But when you say okay now, you'll see the whole part turns green, which means if you try and highlight it and move it, it will not move at all. Okay, so just one more time, if you would highlight the whole thing and delete it. Starting from scratch, if you were to create the shape we're going to do from the basic class, you can just go to the profile feature. And then we'll just create a vertical line going up and then over. So when I used that auto constraint feature, and I think I had you guys do them all one at a time. What he should have done is not click off the part. It'll be highlighted automatically for us if you don't click off the part. So you go right to auto constraint with it highlighted. Does anybody recall what I call datums? What does CATIA call datums? Reference elements, anchors, and fixed. You see the second option says reference elements. I wish it said datum elements or anchors or fixed. I don't know why it has to have three terms to mean the same thing. But reference elements are your datums. So he has to highlight the field because nothing is selected for the reference elements. When that becomes blue, we know that we can select our datums. Again, I would select datum A, select datum B. And what they should have is a little button that says to add the datum, because when I hit OK, it automatically puts all my constraints in there, but it doesn't put the datums. So you have to put in the datums again manually by using the control button and grabbing the horizontal vertical line. That will be your datums. And those two lines will turn blue. And then you will go to the dialog box. So that's the down arrow. And use the dialog box. And you guys remember when you set your fix, what happens to the H and V? They become over constraint because you cannot have them horizontal and vertical. If they're datums, datums are everything. Doesn't matter if they're horizontal or vertical, they are datum. So you remove those so that it will go through the engineering drawing change group, select OK. And that's pretty much how you create a sketch on CATIA. All right, so again, that was just a quick demo how to add auto constraint feature. I'd like to typically I like to typically move that over to the next. I'd like to typically move my auto constraint feature over to where the other constraints are. I forgot to show you how to do that. So you could right click on that bottom area and customize mode. And I believe you can grab it and move it. How did I move that thing over there? So he just select on, held on, moved it over. And that's how you change it. And then you must remember to exit the customization mode. All right, I hope that helps.